Hello and welcome into Spectrum Sports 360. I'm Pat Welter. So tonight's got to be the biggest game in Orlando City history, right? MLS's back finals appearance on the line in their hometown against their former coach. I mean, it is all there. Let's add in a little weather delay for some extra drama, all right? Thunderstorms delaying the game until about 9:15. Better late than never. New coach versus the old coach, one of the big storylines. Oscar Perea building something new. Minnesota United's Adrian Heath helped build Orlando from the ground up. Led them to a USL title, fired in their first MLS season. Orlando City with some good pressure in the opening minutes. Juan to Tesho Akindele. Akindele playing a lot of chess in the bubble. Can't quite master that touch. It gets better. 36th minute. Orlando City going F3 to E5. It's a chess term. Robin Janssen deep to Nani. Checkmate. Take another look at this one. Unbelievable pass from Janssen here. And what a tournament for Nani. I mean, game winner in the opener, PK the other night. That was like a deep ball from Patty Mahomes. 1-0 Orlando City. Your boy Nani wasn't done. 43rd minute now. Picks up the ball from outside the box and bend it. Hard to find two goals better than that. Nani. Absolute class. Is Orlando City legit? I think so. Of course, we have more soccer left to be played here. Second half just beginning. So far, so good. 2-0 Orlando City with a trip to the MLS's back finals on the line. So Mo Bamba's impressive weight gain, one of the top stories during quarantine. Well, tonight we find out he contracted COVID-19 back in June. Yeah, Bamba told The Athletic that he received a positive test on June 11th. He also had several false positives before entering the Disney bubble in July. The whole thing apparently set back his conditioning, one of the reasons he's barely played during the restart. Bamba says he wants people to take the virus seriously, and he's also working hard to get back on the court.
Handoff to Gordon. He goes up strong and a foul on Lowry, and Gordon goes down hard.
And we just do not want to see that.
And the Magic avoiding a major injury with Aaron Gordon. Gordon coming down awkwardly during the third quarter of last night's loss to the Raptors. An MRI revealed he has a strained left hamstring. He's doubtful for Friday's game versus the 76ers and will be day-to-day. 76ers dealing with an injury as well. Ben Simmons out with a partially dislocated kneecap. Game tips off at 6:30. Magic 2-2 so far in the bubble. Half game behind Brooklyn for 7th in the East. John Alba and John Denton here to hand out some grades. This is Face Off. Yeah, I got to give the Austin Powers reference there an A, but what's average or just okay? I mean, C, B, I mean, that's what the Magic are, right? We know this. We've seen it before. It's been written. It's been talked about. Why are we surprised here? So I'll tell you what it all has to do with the book Blink and the walk-off coming up. So after months of helicopter shots and paparazzi photos shot through a high school football field fence, Tom Brady finally talked on the record on Zoom. Hey, hashtag 2020, right? Nothing's normal. Tom Brady is a Buccaneer after all. So it's a new city, new team. Brady says the expectations still the same.
Ultimately, my goal is to go out there and do what I've always done is.
Hello and welcome back to Spectrum Sports 360. I'm Pat Welter. You do this job and you learn pretty quickly that every athlete has a story. Well, Curtis Gray is no different. The former Flagler Palm Coast track star wrote his down in a letter. And in tonight's centerpiece, Spectrum Sports 360 reporter Luke Hetrick explains how it's still being written. Thanks, Luke. Those kind of stories always a reminder that difficult things, tragic things may happen, but we can all get through them together. And Spectrum Sports 360, not over yet. Why I think we've seen all we need to see from the Magic coming up next. But first, let's get a little check on the forecast here. We bring in Mallory Nichols. Mallory, we had a weather delay in the soccer game tonight. We'll be cleared out there tomorrow for any activities, maybe biking. I know my daughter's been picking that up lately. She's 3, so it's new.
Well, if you take her out in the morning, Pat, you'll be fine. The afternoon.
Play of the day in San Francisco. No, this isn't the intro to Full House. It's round 1 of the PGA Championship. Everywhere you look, it's Tiger Woods. Making Uncle Jesse proud with the new putter. Woods shoots a 2 under 68. His best opening round score at a major since the 2012 British Open. He's 3 strokes behind leader Jason Day. Woods going with a longer putter to help his back. Hey, I hear you, man. Getting old is tough. And an update on the Orlando City score, still 2-0 in the second half. Around the 76th minute, Nani with 2 incredible goals. We'll see if Orlando City can earn a trip to the tournament finals. All right, time for the walk-off. The Magic trending downward after a hot start in the bubble. And I'm not going to lie, I was starting to get excited after the first 2 games. But now I realize that was just a tease. We know exactly who this team is. They're a 7-8 seed that maybe wins a game or 2 in the first round. Sure, it's definitely better than 6 straight years in the lottery, but it's not special, and it's not going to be. Here's an example. I read a book over vacation. I know, humble brag, right? Well, it's called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell, and his theory is that sometimes you don't need more information to make a complicated judgment or decision. Sometimes your unconscious tells you all that you need to know. So you can break this team down, talk yourself into Aaron Gordon, Jonathan Isaac, and Markelle Fultz until you're blue in the face. But let's be honest, we know. Sure, this front office deserves credit for adding stability and snapping the playoff drought, but they missed on the most important thing. Stars. Good players, not stars. There are 30 teams in the NBA. Nikola Vucevic, 33rd in scoring. You don't need analytics to break that down. Blink, and you know, this team just isn't right. That's the walk-off. This was Spectrum Sports 360. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.
Spectrum Sports 360, driven by your Central Florida Honda dealers.